Hello and welcome to the June 2018 Humble Monthly Bundle overview with the Blight Hero Taku. Yes, it's this time of the month again, where I go over what Humble have put in their what the extra games they put in their bundle, and what we're going to be getting for the early unlocks, because there is actually going to be free this time for next month. And, well, I'm actually going to quickly scroll down, so as I've actually got this set up and ready, and we are going to go to the first. Oh, excuse me. The first early unlock for July 2018, which is Hearts of Iron 4. This is another one of those sort of like strategy titles. I've actually heard of it a few times already, but never really had much interest. However, it is created and published by Paradox Interactive. And I know that they've actually had a few games going through Humble Bundle, because I think you got Stellaris being one. I think that's the only one I actually remember. Yeah. So, yeah, this is just another real-time strategy game. And next, for number 2, ugh, I think I'm gonna steer clear of that cola. Well, the peach flavored cola. Ugh. Next is Black Wake. And this is another one of those that have been in the early access black hole for, wow. Well, it was available since the 24th of February last year, so it's been in early access for a year and just over a year and 3 months now. And this is sort of like this is FPS, Ancient Ship Simulator. At least it's not Sea of Thieves. But then it is an early access game that has actually been available on Steam for over a year and a half, and well, still isn't out of early access. Although I think it did take a while for The Forest to actually, which was another early access title you got in the Humble Monthly Bundle, which has recently been released on, which has now actually gone full release as an get your bloody pronunciation correct. It's actually come out of early access. And if you excuse me, before my brain settles any further, I'm going to go on to the third early unlock, which is Portal Knight, which is it's an action adventure RPG. Prove yourself a Portal Knight by leveling up your character, crafting epic weapons, and vanquishing foes in real time. This cooperative 3D sandbox action RPG. Oh, great. And it's a bloody multiplayer. and it's published by 505 Games. And if you want to know why I'm not very happy about that, it's because 505 Games is originally responsible for the release for the PlayStation 2 release of the Wild Arms series. More specifically, Wild Arms 5, which they only made one pressing of and didn't do any more in Europe. So that game became very rare very quickly, and I believe most people actually refer to them by a different name. Though I think they actually started putting some of the games onto the PlayStation Store to try and avoid the old rarity issue or whatever. But yeah, very positive. Well, for all reviews, but recently mixed. Though one person just complaining about the combat system. Yeah, and I bet most of these complaints have all been from people who have just purchased it, who just got this through the Humble Monthly Bundle. And I am actually going to reserve judgment until next month when I actually have this game, because as you normally know, I don't actually I always leave the humble monthly bundle payment to actually cycle over, so I get the early unlocks about a week before everything else becomes available. And well, with this I am now going to move back to this tab and talk about the early unlock for this month, which was Destiny 2. And since the only way I can pull information from this is either through Blizzard or through some external shop, I am just going to be using the the page for the Humble Monthly Bundle for this month. And as I said, regardless of the reviews who are giving it all top billing and all that, the only reason why, even though I've actually redeemed the code, I'm actually not going to be playing it. Because for one point, it's only the base game. You don't get any of the DLC. And quite frankly, that's an absolute bloody stinker, because most of the content in the game is now going to be off limits. Well, or a percentage of it, because you're level limited on the base game and you need the DLC, because some of the missions are actually now locked behind the DLC paywall. And quite literally, if you want to know most of the reasons why, I actually think that this is just desperation from Bungie / Activision / Blizzard to actually get more people back into the game. Just refer back to my overview of the May 2018 Humble Monthly Bundle and all of the video links to the YouTuber Sid Alpha that I actually put in the video description. Because quite frankly, what Bungie has done with this is completely and utterly despicable. And if I do ever end up playing it, I will not be doing any video on it. I will not do any streams on it. Because I will not physically directly support the business model that this company decided to go for, because they thought that making new content for one game was too hard and they just wanted to milk it for everything it's worth. And quite literally, this is going to be the last word I say on this. And now, let's just scroll this up and go back to, well, the next two were actually revealed early in the, well, they were actually visible when I checked the package to redeem the codes for Destiny 2. And the first two out of the set that out of this month's set were automatically revealed, with the first one being Cook Serve Delicious 2. And this is just your basic, I think this is just your basic restaurant simulator. So you just cook stuff, put things, sort things out, sort out the trash. Yeah, so there's a few games that gives players complete control on how they want to build their restaurant. The game starts like any other Sherry Soda Tower as you take the elevator up to open Cook Serve Delicious, a platinum star restaurant that was surging in popularity thanks to your amazing chef and management skills. Just then, a swarm of the police surround Sherry Soda Tower. It seems that the Sherry Soda head executives were secretly stealing funds from the company. At the same time, they were incurring a staggering amount of debt, draining the accounts of the tower and several of the businesses inside it, including CSD. Just like that, the tower was closed and put up for federal auction, including everything inside of it. It was all over. The Cook Serve Delicious restaurant was no more. So you are quite literally just rebuilding. So anyone who's played the original game would actually know what this is all about, and this is this is just you have to rebuild in another location. Yep. So you get the classic. So you get it's a 60 plus hour experience. You also get the classic mode from the original. Yep. All new 1080p native 60 FPS code. If that's supposed to be anything important. Well, on to item number 2, and what was the second sort of like early reveal. Ken Follett's The Pillars of the Earth, which is sort of like I think it'd be more like a point and click adventure. Though as I say, I'm pretty much I am pretty much way behind in everything that I have, because I've got I think well over 200 games and I haven't even played all of them. So based on Ken Follett's world bestseller The Pillars of the Earth, retells the story of the village of Kingsbridge in a whole new interactive way. Players Jack, Elena and Philip and change the events of the book through exploration, decision making and dialogues. Yeah. Yeah, orchestral soundtrack by the Philharmonic Orchestra Prague. Yeah, so full voiceover in English and German. featuring Glenn McCready as Philip, Naomi Sheldon as Elena, and Cody Maloko as Alex Jordan, and the young and Cody Maloko and Alex Jordan as the young and adult Jack. Ugh. Ugh, blimey. I really need to get my glasses sorted out, even though I could probably, I don't know. Yeah. Me and sentences aren't really. Ugh. Yeah, with special appearance by Ken Follett as the voice of the Cantor. Yeah. So I think this is probably one of those sort of like point and click adventure games. So, yes, stop touching the microphone, you bloody idiot. Number 3. And this was actually something I didn't expect. Just a minute, let's get this right. Because I actually know about this sort of like series because I think I actually had the Acceleration of Suguri HD edition for the PlayStation 3. Though I would have to, yeah, because that's just all the content for that, yeah. But here we have the Acceleration of Suguri 2. And this is this is just basically a sort of like a cross between shooting and a beat 'em up. Well, that's probably about the best way I'd describe it, and I think, yeah, dual style shoot 'em up. Yeah, so it's pretty much sort of like a fighting game, but I don't think there's any sort of like close contact stuff. So, yeah, me and my mouth, I am waffling on like anything. Yeah, and it just says it's a direct sequel to Sora, which I think is another one in this sort of like universe. Though I know, if I remember correctly, the original Acceleration of Suguri is in. Okay, let's do this. Hang on. Yeah. Oh, that's right. It's A C ELERATION. Yes, I think. Oh yeah, we have Acceleration. I think that is the soundtrack. Yeah, yeah, because I think this is the original Yes, this is basically the PC version of what I actually have on the PlayStation 3. The Acceleration of Suguri. Well, I don't think it was referred to as the X Edition HD, but this is actually what I have on this is what I have on the PlayStation 3. Yeah, like that, similar to games you've played. Death Smiles and Asta Breed Definitive Edition. Yeah. Right, so I'm going to quickly back out to there and close that, and we go back to here. Yeah, so this is just a sequel, and yet again, this is probably going to be something that I might feature maybe on Twitch, maybe on YouTube. I might live stream it. Yeah, this is probably going to be something I just veg out on, do something with, and yeah. So let's move on to the next one, which is Styx Shards of Darkness. And when I actually read the title, it did somewhat remind me of a game I'd actually played on, well, a demo that I'd actually played on the Nintendo Wii. And I think it did have the same title, but it was sort of like a 2.5D platformer, something. As I say, it's been so long since I've actually played it, I've actually forgotten about it, but, well, let's see. Okay, excuse me while I, we and by alpha. Distribution. WiiWare. Uh, yeah, I must have imagined it. Or I probably mixed everything up. Which, well, considering it's me, I probably have. Just a minute, let's go through all in, just in case I start, or yeah. Okay, so yeah, probably probably thinking about something else. Yeah, so explore and master huge open environments, sneak past, assassinate new enemies and bosses, and experiment with a new array of lethal abilities and weapons in our goblin assassin's arsenal. Yeah, this is, yeah, it probably goes under a different title, but it's something that's that in, but yeah, probably completely different, and yeah. Yeah, internet connection required for online gaming. Oh, hang on. Right, it says you have to agree to a third party EULA. It doesn't say anything about. Yeah. Though we do have a few. It's 26th of May, 27th, 1st of June, 2nd of June, 2nd of June, 2nd of June. So all of these will probably have come from those who got it through Humble. Yeah. Yeah, because this was made on Unreal Engine 4, so yeah, probably not something the Nintendo Wii could have actually have run. So let's stop dithering about and jump into the next page and the next game, which is Ukulele. A game that well, I only know about through, well, sort of like, well, I've, well, what I've heard is very minimal, and it's only been mentioned from people who have mentioned. I think it was they mentioned it in passing to another game that, well, quite literally is a complete pile of stinking arse. Uh, yeah, this is just an open world platform, an open world collector platformer. A yeah, it's just a open world collect 'em up platformer. Although I know some people like, yeah, because I know some people have actually done some reviews, have actually done some reviews on this. Yeah, uh, uh, Sonic Pass, which I actually have. Sonic Generations Collection, which I have. Yeah. Oh yes, and the brain deads probably have started filtering in. Yep, most complaining about poor optimization, control system, camera system, full controller support. So what I might do is, well, since I now actually have this downloaded and installed, I'll probably do a run through on my own. So, yeah. And, well, I'm just going to go to the last one, which is Bear With Me. And before anyone looks at that free marker here, what we are actually getting is the collector's edition. So you are practically getting the whole game. Yeah, so Bear With Me is an episodic noir adventure game. Amber is trying to find her missing brother while being aided by her trusty Teddy Bear. Very interesting name for a teddy bear. Ugh. Being haunted by nightmares, Amber wakes up in the middle of the night only to find out that her brother Flint is missing. She seeks help from her trusted Teddy Bear, a retired grumpy old detective. The dynamic duo sets out to hunt for the clues and interrogate all the witnesses and suspects, unaware of the dangers that recently started happening to residents of Paper City. The plot thickens as a mysterious red man has been seen starting fires around Paper City and looking for little Miss Amber. Hmm. Yeah, so this is actually a point and click adventure game. And well, I'm probably gonna go through this again, have a look at it, and well, so now that I've gone through all that, the question is, am I going to spend another £9 or so, just under £10 for this lot? And well, I'm going to say yes because there are at least some decent games in this packet in this early unlock bundle that will be interesting, keep me interested, and I could probably play, though playing on this computer is, yeah. And, well, again, I will leave full judgment until until next month, when I have all of the games. So, this has been the June 2018 Humble Monthly Bundle. This is the Flighty Otaku, and until next time, I'll catch you laters.